Okay, so here is my first station. So today we did word work with my first graders. My first graders are working on the L, the letter L, and the sound that it makes, the U. They haven't learned the floss rule yet, so as I zoom in, you'll see that the LL card is missing, but they have learned about the L, the letter L. And then they also are learning about blends, how L can be a blend. So you'll see flip, slip, went to slap, their word chaining, slap went to clap, and then it went to clop. After we color code it because we use 95% as well. And so the kids can see that the vowel is closed in, they know it's a short vowel sound, and then they write the word. And then this is what they do. They sit here, they have color pencils in their pencil, and they do the same thing with me. And then we use the stretcher so that they stretch out the word as they're reading it, so they're not still doing sound by sound blending. So I'm gonna zoom out so you can see I have the consonants in blue, the short vowels in red. So when we make reference to our vowels or our consonants, they can visually see it as well. And then I have a table here for them. I usually have 6 to 5 students in my groups. And then I also refer to our sound wall. So this is our sound wall. You'll see that the alphabets are up on the top. You'll see they're not in the traditional order. CCALA teaches sounds, and this is the order that they're taught in. So MST. I don't put the vowels up there because we also have Val Valley. And so for Val Valley, I keep the vowels here. So this is what this looks like. Okay, so this is my word workstation for my first graders. Another activity that I like to do with my students are working on tricky words, and I'll go a little bit more in depth about this, but here's a tricky word challenge. What I do is I have them play a matching game, a memory game. They have to read the word, and if it matches, then they get to keep it and go again. So it's just like memory, but this is our tricky word challenge. I made this cute little wand. I just found it at Michael's, and I painted the star and just found some ribbon and wrapped it around, so the kids like using it. Okay, the next station. So my second grade students were working on the CH, the digraph CH, and they're also working on TCH. So they've learned that CH can be found in the beginning, in the middle, the end of a word, whereas TCH is found at the end of a word with the short vowel. After we sorted our words, we worked on making words. So I would give the students a word, and I'll show you an example. So for example, if I said the word is chip, they would tap it, ch, I, p. They know that they're going to use 3 Elkonin boxes. They map it, ch, I, p. And then they have to figure out which one they're going to use for the beginning sound, and they've already learned the rule that CH can be found at the beginning, middle, and end, and that TCH is only found at the end. And then they take the marker and they write chip. And then I'll give them a new word like chap. So then all they have to do is erase the middle sound, the I, and put an a. And so this is our word work for my second graders. So you'll see my station here. And then I always do some kind of activity whole group first, and then I have them do it. And then I have a magnetic board, so mine looks like this, so that when I hold mine, let me see if I can grab it. Hold on. Sorry. When I hold mine, my chips don't fall off. So this is another area, and I changed these areas out. Today was day 2 of UFly, and so I do my word work like this. Okay, I follow UFly, but I also incorporate a lot of my own teaching techniques as well. Okay, so then here is the CH story. So you'll see in UFly it's just CH, but when I taught it, I also taught the TCH also. And then this is where I also have the students read. And what we do here is, I don't have the stories out on the table, but the students, I read it to them, then we echo read, and then we choral read, okay? Prior to reading our story, we went over our heart words or our tricky words. So this is how I mapped out our tricky words, and then they write the tricky word as well. So yeah, this is the 3 stations that we used today. I just wanted to give you a little overview. I can also show you my data. So my data for my 1st and 2nd graders. For my 1st graders, I'm assessing, we're looking at nonsense word fluency. The goal is 52. So you'll see where they're at. And then for my 2nd graders, nonsense word fluency and oral reading fluency. So the goal is 68 and 78. So you'll see here that oral reading fluency is where my students are still struggling. Here we do spelling trees, different spelling patterns. It's just another way of sorting. And then this is what we did when our students were learning the floss roll. So it's just a little activity. And then what I do is I keep, because I'm the literacy coach here at my school, I keep the standards here for my kinders, my 1st and my 2nd graders as well. And then this is my little desk area where I work. So yeah, this is my room. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.